What's up, guys? Kutil here. Just want to give you guys an update after COTA. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll kind of get into details, but oftentimes in racing, we experience the highest of highs, which to me was, getting that second place podium at COTA, and then right after that, we experienced the lowest of lows, and that's exactly what happened. So, kind of long story short, right after COTA, me and my dad, we decided to make the trip back home to Columbus. It's about an 18-hour drive, and oftentimes in racing, we try to rush home and we try to get home as quick as possible. Either it's trying to save money on not buying hotels or not having enough vacation days. So me and my dad, we've done this plenty of times. Just decided to drive through the night, and we were going to switch. We did everything right. I was trying to rest when he was driving, and he was resting when I was driving. And we made it about 10 hours into the trip. My dad was behind the wheel, I was in the back sleeping, and all of a sudden I woke up to what was probably one of the worst nightmares in my life, mid-accident. My dad unfortunately fell asleep behind the wheel. We rear-ended a semi-truck going probably 85 or so, and veered off the road and flew into a ditch. I don't know how fast we were going, but it was a very high rate of speed, and I just remember waking up to my dad screaming. I started screaming because I instantly knew what was going on, and yeah, we crashed at a pretty high rate of speed, and I don't know. I have a hard time thinking about it because it was pretty traumatizing, to say the least. I just remember trying to get out of the truck, not knowing where I was at. It was pitch black. We were in a creek about a foot deep. 40-degree weather. I was in shorts, short sleeves, wet all the way, to my feet. And I just kind of remember climbing out of the truck. Everything was smoking. I saw the car on the trailer, upside down in the water. But then I quickly kind of ignored all of that, and I was just trying to find my dad because he was the one driving. I wanted to make sure he was okay. And my dad was going through a lot. Obviously, my dad knows how much, effort I put into this, and he felt totally responsible for everything that happened. He fell asleep, and he felt extremely guilty, and watching him go through that was horrifying. And to me, I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to make sure my dad was okay. So I had to kind of talk him through it, and we had to climb out of this 15-foot deep ditch that we were at. And yeah, so that was extremely difficult. But miraculously, we're both okay. I was in the back, like I said, laying down. I had no seatbelt. So I flew across the back of my truck. I don't know what I hit my face on, but as you can tell, I'm pretty beat up. And my legs are not doing great either because there was just glass everywhere. Once again, I was in shorts. And then also climbing out of this ravine, it was just pure thorns. So, but yeah, me and my dad, we both made it out okay. He was physically perfectly fine. Because he had all the curtain airbags, he was wearing a seatbelt, but yeah, horrifying experience. And I kind of want to just take this opportunity to share with you guys, please don't drive tired. It happens to the best of us. I mean, there's been countless times where I almost fell asleep or I was on the verge of falling asleep. And we go through these long race weekends where, you're already exhausted, and then you have to drive home after, and, you try to rush to get home to your family, to get to work the next day, and, you take these risks. And, we learned, on Monday or Sunday night that it's just not worth it. The risks are not worth it. Even if you stop at a rest area for a few hours, get some shut-eye, that's all you need to do. Or, stop and get that cheap hotel, $100 for a hotel, we could have easily died. So when you think about it, it makes sense just to be safe. And I put so much time and energy into this car, and I was like, what, I'm not gonna wreck this car. I'm gonna be safe on track. And then you kind of didn't consider the traveling to and from the track. So, now we know, me and my dad, we know now. And hopefully this can be a lesson that other people learn as well. And, don't taste those risks and don't have stuff like this happen to you guys. So anyway, just wanna let you guys know that I am okay. My dad's okay. He's back home in New York City with my mom. They're doing much better. And, mentally we are healing. But what I also wanted to say is, thank you to each and every one of you guys for reaching out to me. All the nice things you guys have said has really helped us kind of get out of this deep, dark mental space that me and my dad kind of were in, especially my dad. He felt so responsible, and it was heartbreaking watching him go through that. And, I wish it was me who was behind the wheel. I wish it wasn't my dad, because, my dad has done everything for me. I love that man. He is the biggest inspiration in my life. And, he has been on this journey with me and racing, ever since I started. Watching him, be by my side every step of the way, has been awesome. And to see him go through that, and in his eyes, he thought he destroyed everything I worked hard creating. But, you can always rebuild. It's us, our bodies, our lives that are fragile. And the fact that we both walked away from that is miraculous. So once again, thank you guys. And there was a GoFundMe that was created. And honestly, I'm blown away. I don't really know how to react to it yet, because it's so much money, and I really appreciate you guys for donating. It's like my heart is so full, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way how to repay everybody who did donate. And for those of you that didn't have the means to donate, maybe just sent the comment, that was enough for me. So once again, I appreciate every single one of you. The amount of support through this whole ordeal it's just been overwhelmingly positive, and it kind of shows, how much support I have, and all the love that you guys share. And for me, this is just my passion, but I'm glad that I'm able to kind of take you guys along with it, and bring you guys along with the journey, and hopefully teach you guys here and there. And there's so much more I wish I can do. I wish I had more time to maybe do more instructional videos, YouTube side of things, but it's mostly just me and my shop building this car, and I can't do everything. So I'm gonna try to figure out a way to kind of repay it back in the community, because you guys have done so much for me. I've been through a lot, but your support has been critical in, helping me, kind of get back out there, and I'm not gonna give up. In the next few clips, I'm gonna show you guys the damage, and maybe give you guys a little bit more information as to, what happened, how the car was recovered and all. But once again, thank you guys so much. I love you all. You guys are awesome. You guys are part of the main reason why I keep pushing to do this. This is a passion of mine, but watching you guys all have my back and support me has been so fantastic. So once again, thank you everyone. We will be back on track. We are gonna get a win with this car this year. I'll promise you guys that. I will promise you we're gonna get a win. So, thanks guys. So, here she is, recovered, back in the garage. All things considered, the car is in probably the best condition it could be, considering that it was upside down on its roof in the creek. What do you think, Senna? But yeah, I think there's a few things that kind of saved the car. One, I think it was the Trailex trailer with the tire rack that was about right here. I think the tire rack took a majority of the impact when it flipped over, and then the car flipped over onto the driver's side, which I think right here is where it took a pretty big impact in the quarter panel. But other than that, it was on its roof. Obviously the roof got pretty damaged, but I do think hammer this out for now, and then eventually we can do a roof skin. And then, yeah, the other big part of the whole recovery, was the wrecker guys that managed to flip this car over without damaging it much more. Really, the only damage that occurred, during the recovery was probably this panel right here, which all things considered, it's not too bad. And yeah, I think this is where a majority of the hit happened. This pillar right here, it's a little split from the chassis. But I think the good thing about this is that, Adam Brock, who did the cage, he does rally cages. So rally cages often end up upside down in a ditch. And that's exactly what happened here. And I think the cage kind of saved everything. So we have the cage basically tied into all the pillars. All down the 8 pillars, right here on the roof. That's where it took a big hit. In the back, the back pillars right there, you can kind of see where it's stitched into. So I think that did a majority of its job to protect the roof of the car. I still need to take all the body panels off and kind of make sure the frame is straight. Fortunately, most of the front end got damaged in race 3, so I had to replace a lot of that stuff anyway. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of damage here on the door. But like I said, guys, all things considered, this is not too bad. A little bit of damage right here, and yeah, all across this pillar. So everything kind of did its job. This wing, this race spread wing, man, look at this thing. Not too bad. A little bit of chip right here, but yeah. So I think the game plan is to get the car on jacks this weekend, take a look at everything. We strapped to the rear subframe, so I want to make sure the rear subframe is okay. Max Straps, I think, did a fantastic job keeping the car on the trailer and not breaking. We just got brand new straps from those guys before COTA, so I think that was another big reason as to why the car looks the way it does. And then yeah, get the whole front end off the car. Really need to check this whole firewall section here. But the good news is, you know, we have a lot of bracing, you know, for the cage right up front here. So I'm hoping that, you know, chassis wise, the car is okay. So right here, we're gonna have to really check this area to make sure nothing is tweaked. And if it doesn't look like it's okay, then maybe we can get it to a frame shop, get it double checked, and kind of go from there. But guys, considering everything we've been through, I think we can still race this car. And I'm gonna try my best to get it out for walk-ins. I think we're gonna run it a little bit beat up, just to kind of carry the memories of what happened, and you know, maybe we'll have a good comeback. So once again, thank you guys so much for all the love. We will be back with the car, and we are gonna win a race this year. So I promise you that, because damn, the car was so freaking good at COTA. I'm not gonna give up on it just yet. So what do you think, Senna? You checking out that quarter panel back there? What do you think, bud? How's it look? Fixable? Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to add that to the end of this video. Sucks that, you know, it ended up on a sad note like this, but like I said, man, we never give up. The hybrid racing guys, everybody, all the sponsors on board, we're gonna get through this, and of course with all the donations, you know, we will rebuild. Eventually I'm gonna start looking for a new trailer, new truck, still dealing with insurance, but I'm hoping that, you know, we end up all right, and hopefully my face recovers. So anyway, see you guys hopefully at the next event, which is Watkins Glen. I'm gonna try my best to be there. And yeah, so anyway, that's the end of this video. Love all you guys. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next time.